Hello there, and welcome to my brand new Art Attack monster video. Now, I've got loads of monstrous things lined up for you to make. Some are friendly. Look at that, you can have them as a pet. And some are not so friendly. Ugh, you wouldn't want him as a pet. Now, there are some monsters that you can make to spook other people, and some you can make to spook yourself. If you don't want to make a monster, then there are also some great ideas how to draw them. Whatever type of monster you're after, they're always great fun to do. But first, let's start with one of my favourite big art attacks, where I come face to face with a very, very old monster. Take a look at this. Oh, what's this stuff? Cool. Oh. Wow! Oh, look at all this Egyptian mummy stuff. Yeah, gives me an idea for a big art attack. Hey, do you like spooky films? Or are you like me, a bit of a scaredy cat? You know, you're all brave when you're watching the telly. Then, when you go to bed and the lights are off, you start to imagine things, don't you? Shadows in the corner, moaning coming from under the bed, and things coming at you through the walls. Well, now, you don't have to imagine it, because here it is. Ooh. Horrible, isn't it? And whatever it is, it's coming through the wall to get you. Come and have a look at this. Now, to make your own monster coming at you through his wall, see that little bit of the wall there, then you need to draw and cut out a big oval piece of cardboard box card. Then you need to get some white paper and just tear it into rough triangle shapes, just very rough triangle shapes. Now, you need to do quite a few of these, and they don't need to be exactly the same. Some can be thinner and longer, and you need to do the same thing with some cardboard box card. Again, tear or cut some rough long triangles like that, and if you do cut them, make sure you roughen up the edges by tearing them. And again, you need to make loads of these. Then take some glue and put some glue around the outside edge of your cardboard oval, and then stick on a card triangle so that the point faces inwards like that. See that point facing inwards? And then place another one next to it, and again stick that down, point facing inwards. And it doesn't matter if the outside edge here is a bit messy, just keep gluing and sticking on more torn card triangles, one next to each other like that. Then put some more glue on the top of these card triangles, and yes, you've guessed it, this time take your paper triangles and just stick them on the top, again with the points facing inwards, and just keep putting on more paper triangles on top of the cardboard triangles like that. And if you go all the way around the oval in the same way, gluing card first and paper on top, if you let the glue dry, you'll have something that looks like this. See that? All your strips there. So now you need to scrunch and bend the triangles back. Now the paper ones first, so give them a scrunch and just bend them back like this. And this gives the effect of torn wallpaper that your monster is bursting through. And then do those card triangles, just bend them back and do all the triangles in the same way, and you'll have something that looks like this. See that? And this is the hole in the wall, and there's your wallpaper all bent back. Now you're ready to put the monster in it coming at you. So start with the monster's face. Just use a scrunched up sheet of newspaper for the top part of the head like that, and just tape that into place. Then scrunch up another sheet of newspaper, this time slightly tighter so it's slightly smaller, and tape it underneath the top of that head like that, and this will be the bottom jaw. Then roll up a sheet of newspaper lengthways and just bend it round like that and tape that into place. And you can use loads of tape for this, make it nice and strong. And you can add more newspaper features if you want, just by scrunching bits of newspaper up. How about 2 scrunched up newspaper eyes there with tape on, and some rolls of newspaper for eyebrows. I'm just pushing them down in the middle to make them look nice and angry. It looks funny, doesn't it? And it needs some sharp teeth, so how's about cutting some little triangles of cardboard box card, so one in there, and you can work out where you want to put all these different bits. I'll just put one on there to show you, like that, and you can even add in some card horns. I'll pop those on the top of his head like that, and that's your monster's face looking at you. Next, you need to make 2 monster hands. Now, for each hand, start by scrunching up a squarish shaped ball of newspaper, and that will be the monster's hand, nice and big and chunky. Then roll up some tubes of newspaper and just cut them to size like I've done with these, and these will be your monster's fingers. Now, as it's a monster, you could have 3, 4 or 5 fingers. I'm going to do 4 fingers and a thumb up there, and the idea is to tape the fingers over the top of the hand like that. And if you do them all in the same way, you'll have a fantastic paper hand. Look at that, all the fingers on the top of the hand there like that. And if you do another one in the same way, you'll have another hand, and you could even add on some cardboard claws. Just tape them into place like that. Then put the hands in position near the bottom of the face so that it looks like your monster is bursting out at you. Just fit them in there like that, and you need to use lots of tape to keep them in place. And when it's all taped up, you'll have something that looks like this. Look at that. And you see, I've taped the hands and I've taped the head, and everything is really secure in there. I think it's beginning to look quite spooky already. Then, to give your monster his skin, mix some PVA glue in equal parts with water and just paste it onto your monster. Just slop it on like that. And the idea is to lay on strips of kitchen roll. And again, just paste some more glue over the top like that. And just use your brush to push the kitchen roll down into all those nooks and crannies. And again, do the hands in exactly the same way. Just paste glue onto each finger, and a bit fiddly, but just wrap your kitchen roll around the finger like that, and just push it into place with your brush, again covering it in a bit more glue like that. And the idea is to cover the face and hands in 2 layers of tissue and glue. And when you've done the whole thing, leave it to dry, you'll have something that looks like that. Look at that. See what's happened here? The tissue has dried and covered your monster in wrinkled skin. And now he's ready to paint. Now, it's a good idea to paint black all the way around your monster onto the backing card down there to create a black hole. See that? And to do this, you might need to just hold the card and paper back. Try not to get any paint onto the card or paper. And doing this black gives the illusion as if he's coming out of a deep black hole. And when it comes to the monster itself, you can do him any colour you like, but you know, real gruesome colours work very well, like a gruesome green. And the idea is to just slap it all over him, and you can even mix in some slightly darker shades, a bit of black in there, to give the skin a sort of monstery texture. And you paint the hands green as well. Again, just blending different shades of green together, maybe streaking in some black or brown. And for his eyes, has about a really fierce red. Looks very bloodshot, doesn't it? In fact, it just looks like blood. And when you finish painting the whole thing, he looks like this. Look at that. And I've done his teeth a sort of yellowy white, and I've added a white highlight onto his eyes there, like a fierce sparkle. And if you tape some string onto the back, using some nice strong tape there, piece of string, you can hang him up on your bedroom wall and scare yourself stiff. And he looks as though he's bursting through the wall, coming at you. And you can make any design you like. Here's another monster coming at you, made in exactly the same way, using newspaper to make the shape of the skull and the hands. Or how about this? A kind of alien coming at you. This one's got 3 paper eyes stuck out on newspaper stalks. And you know, if you don't want to make a full monster, how about one that's peeping through a slit? Try it yourself. Monsters coming at you through the walls. Brilliant, aren't they? Of course, monsters come in all shapes and sizes. Some are nice, some are nasty. But you know what? Some can actually be quite useful. Take a look at this chap. He's an angry door knocker. Good, eh? If you're fed up with people bursting through your bedroom door without knocking, then this is the monster that you need. Take a piece of cardboard box card and start by drawing an angry mouth. Now, it can be any shape you like, but just make sure it's angry, and you must make the lips just over 1 centimetre thick, like that. And then cut it out there and then. The best way to do that is pop a pencil through the middle to get your scissors in, and you'll have something that looks like that. And that will be the knocker device. And then place that onto a bigger piece of cardboard box card and just draw around it like that. And then using this as a guide, just draw in the rest of your face. Now, don't forget to make it really angry, a sort of gruesome gargoyle. make it really ugly, like that. And when it comes to drawing in the shape of your face, make sure the chin goes all the way round those big lips, like that. And just finish it off with the ears there, and some teeth. And when you've done your face, it's very important to just draw 2 dots at the top of the top lip and 2 dots just below the top lip, not too far apart. Then stick a sharp pencil through those. Be very careful doing that to make holes in them. Cut the whole thing out and you'll have something that looks like that. And there it is, that's your gargoyle's face. Now, to thicken up the knocker device or handle, take a sheet of newspaper and roll it or scrunch it up into a sausage like that, and then just give it a twist and wrap it around one side of those cardboard lips like that. Tape that into place and then do the same on both sides using plenty of tape so it's nicely rounded and thick. And then take a rounded pebble or stone, a small pebble or stone, and just place that on the bottom lip and just tape that into position by taping it just around the outside edge of the pebble. Don't go over the top of the pebble. And use plenty of strong tape. Now, to make it really secure, mix some PVA glue in equal parts with water, the good old white school glue you get in squidgy bottles. Paste that onto your cardboard and paper lips and just put on some strips of kitchen roll or tissue paper or loo roll. Wrap them around the lips into the glue like that. Press them into place with the glue. And when it comes to the pebble, just glue around the outside edge again and put your strip of tissue paper around the edge. Don't go over that pebble, otherwise your knocker won't knock. Cover the whole thing in 2 layers of tissue paper and PVA glue mixture, and when it's gone hard, you'll have something that looks like this. See that? Rock hard, and you've got the pebble peeping out at the top. And then place that on your gargoyle's face, line it up with the lips, and then just take another small rounded pebble or stone and just pop that onto the cardboard lips on your gargoyle's face and place those 3D lips over the top, line up the stones so they knock, and then tape the pebble into place in the same way, PVA glue right up to the edge, 2 layers of it, and when that's gone hard, you'll have something that looks like that. Look at that, it's rock solid and the pebble is trapped there. And then you can, if you want to, build up your gargoyle's face into 3D ugly features. Just scrunch up a ball of tissue paper into your glue mixture, squeeze out the excess, and then just place it onto your cardboard and mould it into the shape of those features. And if you do all the features in the same way and then leave them to dry, when they're dry, it goes rock hard and all 3D-like. Look at that, really ugly. See that? But whatever you do, don't cover up those holes. If you do cover them up, just pop a pencil through them. And now it's ready to paint. Now you can paint it any colour you like, poster paint or acrylic paint, but here's a good technique. How about if you paint it all black to start with, and then scrunch up a ball of tissue paper or kitchen roll, not too tight, and dip it into a lighter coloured paint, and then just very gently brush it across the surface. You get this sort of mottled, ancient effect. Now I'm using a bronzy colour here, a light brown colour, and it makes it look all metallic. And when you've done the whole gargoyle face in the same way, it'll look something like this. Look at that. That looks absolutely brilliant. I've even done the knocker in the same colour. And then if you turn it over, you can thread some string through those holes and tie the knocker to the gargoyle's head with a knot round the back. And I've even painted the string so you can't see it. And then just put some sticky tack on the back and hang it up on your bedroom door. And anyone that wants to come into your bedroom is confronted by an angry knocker. And you know, you could try different gargoyle shapes for the different rooms in your house. And of course, you can do them in any colour you like. Try it yourself, an angry gargoyle knocker. Now then, is your room cluttered with old sweet papers, scraps of paper, and other bits of rubbish that you've left strewn all over the floor? what you need is a garbage gobbler. Come and have a look at this. And believe it or not, the whole thing is made out of old bits of newspaper. Now, you need to take 3 small-sized newspapers and open one of them out so that the centre pages are facing up, and just with a bit of sticky tape, tape all the pieces of paper together at the top of the centre crease and at the bottom of the centre crease, and then do exactly the same with a second newspaper, and just put it on top of your first one with the centre pages facing down. So the 2 centre pages are touching, and you've got 2 newspapers, one on top of the other, with all their pieces of paper taped together. Then take a stapler and just staple together all of the pages of both newspapers together down the 2 sides. Not the top or the bottom, just do them down the 2 sides. And if you haven't got a stapler, try and borrow one. Maybe you could take it to school and do it at school. You can use tape for this, but it's a lot stronger if you use a stapler. And do us a favour, if you're doing any stapling, watch your fingers. Or better still, get someone else to do it. And when the 2 sides are really secure, nicely stapled together, lift the whole thing up and stand it up by opening out the 2 newspapers like that, so you have a sort of box shape. And then take your 3rd newspaper and just loosely place it on the top like that. And notice it's too big, it doesn't fit. You've got this overhanging edge. Well, just fold that over and just tape it into place. It's a bit tricky to do, so you might need to get someone to hold the newspaper underneath for you, and put loads of tape on. I'm just doing one bit to show you. Tape the overhang over all the way around, really securely, loads of tape, so when you've done it, it looks like this. And look at this. Hey presto, no overhang. I've taped all those bits together, nicely secure. See, the overhang is taped down there as well. And then flip it over, and there you have a bin shape. But let's face it, bins are boring. We want a garbage gobbler. And to make the garbage gobbler, you need to make a mouth and some eyes. Now, to make the mouth, scrunch up about 6 sheets of newspaper into a sort of sausage shape, and just tape the sausage, both ends. Again, I'm doing this really quickly. I always do on Art Attack, don't I? I have to do it really quickly to show you, but you can take a lot more time over this. Tape that sausage in place like this, and then make another sausage out of 6 sheets of newspaper again, and just overlap the 2 of them together and tape the 2 of them together right in the middle like that. So in actual fact, you have a very long sausage, and the idea is to curl that into the top rim or the top edge of your bin shape, and just curl it all the way round. And you notice where it overlaps, just there, hold it in place and tape the overlap together. And then the tricky bit, just fold the top rim of the bin shape around that mouth, or around that lip, because that's what it is, it's a garbage gobbler's lips, and tape it as you're going, tape it into place securely. Quite tricky to do, so take some time doing it. And when you've taped it in place, you'll have something that looks like that. See that? The garbage gobbler's lip is nicely folded in the top rim and taped securely in place. And to make the eyes, scrunch up 2 balls of newspaper. You need about 3 sheets of newspaper in each ball, and just tape them securely to that top edge, like that. And to make the whole thing a lot more secure, mix some PVA glue, 2 parts glue, 1 part water, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slop it on all over my garbage gobbler, and just pop on some kitchen roll for this one. Kitchen roll is nice and strong. You can use tissue paper or loo roll. You might have to do 2 layers of it and just slap the glue on. And you cover the eyes, you cover the lips, and the bottom and the sides of your garbage gobbler. And you can even fold it slightly down into the mouth, but don't go all the way down inside the mouth. It's a waste of time. And then when you've done the whole garbage gobbler, you'll have something that looks like this. And you know what I usually say at this stage? I usually say, leave it to dry overnight. Well, shock horror, don't leave it to dry overnight. It's at this stage, whilst it's still damp, that you just pull down that top rim to create the mouth of the garbage gobbler. And you just want it pulled down on one side, and because it's still wet, you can crunch it down, and see that? The eyes come down to one side as well. And then you leave it to one side to dry. And when it's dry, very important, you wait for it to dry, paint it up. Paint it garbage gobbler colour. And don't ask me what garbage gobbler colour it is. I'm using poster paint or acrylic paint, maybe a nice green or a yucky purple or something. And this one isn't quite dry yet, but I'm still going to paint on it just to show you. Just slop the paint on, and you can design your own garbage gobbler. And when you've painted the whole thing, you'll have something that looks like this. There it is, and see what I've done here? I've painted it green, I've given purple lips, and I've given a red mouth inside, and I've put in some detail with a marker pen on the eyes. And then you just pop him or her under your desk, next to your bed, or better still, on the other side of your room, so that then it's great fun to try and throw the rubbish in. Yes, I've been practicing that all day. And you could even try this. If you cut out a cardboard tongue and pad it out with some newspaper and some hands and feet and tape them to your garbage gobbler before you cover it with kitchen roll and paint it up, it looks like that. Brilliant, isn't it? Try it yourself. Gobble your garbage with a garbage